It's really a pleasure and honor for me to meet you because
Well, we've been close for many years and didn't know it.
exactly, that's
I've
true.
walked the streets of Bodrum for 13 years. We're in Yellowkavik, and then we moved it up to the shipyard south of Istanbul, where it is right now. We'll be in the Sea of Marmara in July, and then into the Black Sea, working off Sinop and Ereğli.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring it back down off of Bodrum and down the coast.
So what do you think about Knidos before we go to Titanic?
Well, Knidos is amazing. It's an undiscovered, because it's so hard to get to.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like going to Ephesus, which is right there.
Right there, yeah.
But Knidos it was just as
Yeah.
an amazing port.
Yeah.
And we have found so many shipwrecks off Knidos.
Yeah.
More than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Our concern naturally is the damage being done by the trawling activity.
Yeah.
Because a lot of history is being destroyed. We've shown the Turkish government where things are,
Yeah.
so they can then set up protected areas. We have shows coming out in September
This September.
on Knidos,
Wow.
but
that's-
we're not allowed to talk about them right now.
Oh my God, okay,
We're
am I
supposed
allowed?
to talk about Titanic.
Okay,
we
that's
have a show
wonderful.
on our work off Knidos and
Oh, I'm
in the
so
Black
happy.
Sea, and we have quite a lot on our work off Turkey
Yeah.
coming up soon on National Geographic Channel.
Titanic. Been explored, I would say, like
Loved to
piranhas.
death. Loved to death.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the first, whenever I heard the word from you when I was reading, and you said it's a cemetery.
Yes.
And I felt like finally someone is paying tribute to the
Well,
victims.
it is. I'm really speaking for the voices that aren't being heard. And they all say, you know, treat it as it should be treated.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, people have gone down to the Titanic to get married. I wouldn't go to a graveyard to get married. That's sort of crazy.
I asked people, I said, when I say Titanic, what's the first thing it comes to your mind?
Right.
And they said, oh, it's a big love story.
Yes.
And it hurted me a little bit.
Well, it was
actually.
for the movie.
Yeah.
It's a historic event. I think people's fascination with it is that they wonder what they would do. It hit the iceberg and it sat there for 3 hours, and people had a choice.
Yeah.
80-year-old woman gets in the boat, or an
Yeah.
80-year-old husband tries, and they stop him. Sorry, sir. Women and children only.
Yeah.
She says, where he goes, I go. She got out, literally climbed out of the lifeboat and sat with him and died. All around the ship are these shoes, pairs of shoes. A mother's shoe next to her daughter's. Where is your common sense, you know?
Yeah,
Where is your
exactly.
respect?
Coming back to the theory of the natures, you know, that it's not a human's mistake, but
Right.
it's nature. But again,
That was a human mistake.
it's a human mistake.
No,
yeah.
I mean, of course it was. I mean, the Titanic had a sister, the Olympic. She did it 500 times with
Yeah.
the same steel, and the same rivets, and the same water. She just didn't defy the warnings. Now, it was an unusual year. It was
Yeah.
a very unusual year. The intensity of icebergs was much, much higher. The water was
Yeah.
much colder, and they were coming further south before they melted. They should have. Why did the other ships stop and they didn't?
Yeah.
Particularly when the temperature suddenly changed.
I mean, you're concerned about the meticulous
Right.
drawing. And the most important part is just,
Oh, it's cluttering the decks. They were legal. They had legally what you were supposed to have. But the sad part was that on the two sides of the ship, the officers interpreted the captain differently. On the port side, they interpreted his orders as women and children only, and they lowered boats half full. On the starboard side, they interpreted his orders as women and children first, then the men, and they lowered them full.
oh my God, I mean,
So they could have put a lot more people on the port side. Remember, they hear their husbands screaming for help. They don't go in. They hear them yelling for help. Their boat's half empty, and they sat and didn't go in. And, well, it is, but I think every person has a different interest in the ship. I think for children, they're taught that parents don't make mistakes. And I
Yeah.
think they're fascinated by this big parental mess up.
It's a big mess up.
A big mess up by grown people. And so I think children are, they've been in this little Garden of Eden
Yeah.
where you try to protect them from the realities of life.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they peek out and see something that
Nature.
parents have really messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
And they go, it's sort of destabilizing for them.
Exactly.
And they're sort of fascinated in a scary, mysterious way of what did they do wrong?
Yeah.
Because when I talk to kids and they, why did the parents let this happen? Here's in the first week, and they all said the same thing. What do I have to do what you do? And that's why I created the Jason Project.
Yeah.
And they wanted to go on the expeditions with me. So we do live. You see it, nautiluslive.org.
exactly. Yeah.
When we're off Turkey in July and August, nautiluslive.org.
Yeah, I'll be there,
And you
actually,
can send
yeah.
in questions.
Yeah, I'll do
You can
that.
communicate with us, and you can share in our exploration. And if a child's watching, maybe they'll go study a little harder.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect, actually. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very
My
much.
pleasure.
Well, my pleasure.
We'll see you in Halikarnassus.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'll see
You know where
there.
Halikarnassus is? It's
Thank you.
Bodrum.